Oh, it says I'm live. Hello and welcome. I'm your host, Lazar, and we are live. Although those are not today's books. Those are previous books that I meant to bag and board and read in some cases, and I kind of didn't do that. Eternal shame. My eternal shameitude. I'm getting ready to open the stream just to... Okay, yep. Sound is coming through loud and clear. That's good. StreamYard, once you start it, there's no little bar like anywhere that shows you going woo woo as you talk, moving. Like if I was using OBS, I could see that I was talking. Here, StreamYard can't do that. Just how it is. Hello, welcome. Glad you're here. Glad you could join me. And oh, hey, got a nice comment. Cool. Anyway, everybody, hello, welcome. No coughing allowed. The minute I cough is the minute no, I shouldn't say something like that because then I'll end up coughing. Like I'll be self-conscious. That would be kind of silly. Oh yeah. Also, here I made fun of this on Twitter and stuff. Like that is not a pizza. Celebrate the Cajun way with the Bayou today, featuring Cajun sauce and andouille pepper sausage, red peppers, and yellow onions. I mean, that's like a smoked sausage pizza. Like there's no marinara sauce on there. That's not even pizza. I got that in the mail yesterday, and it was so horrifying. I brought it up here, man. Just imagine what both Cajuns and Italians feel. It's like that meme about the pineapple pizza. It's like an Italian is forced to watch for the first time as pineapple is put on a pizza, circa 1910, colorized. It's that kind of thing. Let's see, these I have read all of, so we can bag those later. Oh, and these are already bagged. What was I doing with these? I wasn't going to do a review of them. Okay, well, they can just sit there. I still got to read those. So much stuff. Oh, I still got to read that from last week, too. Man, it's getting weird out there. I don't know if you noticed. It is definitely getting kind of weird out there. Oh, I got a package. Hold on. From Alternative Comics. This is my Alternative Comics for this month. Which, well, you know me. I get 2 copies, so I already had some. But I got this sweet, sweet packageola from Peter Samedi here. Let me just open this up. I've already opened it up and stuff. I got a coaster, man. I get an Alternative Comics coaster now. I don't know what I'm going to do with that because I've already got nice coasters, but hey, whatever. I got an Alterna All-Star little pin. It's kind of cool. Oh, you can really see the compression that it does to the video signal. Look how oval that is. It's not supposed to be oval. It's supposed to be, it's a circle. At least it looks oval on my screen. Yeah, I still got that little tab open. I see it over there. It looks pretty oval there too. That's weird that StreamYard is squishing stuff up like that. Yeah. Crazy times. Crazy times. So hello and welcome. We are getting started for real here because I just unpacked the books. And once you unpack the books for New Comic Book Day, that means it's time to talk about new comics on New Comic Book Day. Let's see, get that bag out of here. I can probably put a graphic novel in that or something. That'd be cool. So here's the ones Peter Samedi sent me. Or Peterson Betty, or Peterson Maddie, depending on how YouTube is feeling about translating his name automatically. I'm separating out the alternative books. They're in the middle of the stack, and they're kind of mixed up with other stuff. It's weird how that worked out. We'll flip through the ones I got in the store. Hopefully they don't have coronavirus on them. Hopefully I'm not about to, death by comic book. Although that would be a interesting, kind of funny way to go down, I guess. Ooh, Legends of Log, baby. In case you missed it. Okay. And I guess there's 2 months worth of books there. Any other alternative books? No. Okay. Well, we'll look at this alternative stuff first. Hey, Mango Bed and Eli Easy. What's up, man? I got back from the comic book store, watched some Star Trek, realized I was really tired, kind of sat here for like 5 minutes going, I'm really tired. And then started streaming. In fact, being tired is why there's no second camera in the view. Like, I don't think I'm really in any shape to be seen. Like, I feel pretty run down. So we're going to concentrate all of our attention on the books, and hopefully the books are interesting enough. And let's look at this alternative comic stuff here, man. So here's ones from Peter Simeti in bags and boards. There's 2 in each one. And I'm not going to open those up till I go to rebag it later. Let's see, Eden. That is a great story, reprinted here. And in case you missed it, 13 and 14. If you haven't read Eden, now's the time. You get it for a cheaper price than I got them for, man. It is a dope little space adventure story. There's some really cool looking aliens and stuff in here. The coloring's really nice. The blues especially pop, I found. They actually do kind of feel like they're glowing. Not a small feat when you're printing on newsprint instead of glossy. It's definitely a cool story. And do recommend. If you're really interested, you can go check out my reviews. I think I reviewed every issue of it as it was coming out. So that's out there. That's waiting. That's lurking in the wings. Let's get that little button over here. Oh, hey, you know what? I will put the Alternative Comics coaster and the button over here. Oh, yeah. Pro level strats. You know, if my nephew was here, he'd be like, that's a pro gamer move. Probably not. He probably wouldn't be like that, but he should be, because that's a pro gamer move. Pro comic move. Comic pro move. Although given the rank of comic pros, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Then, oh man, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I want to flip through these. Like, I don't know if I want to spoil this Legends of Log one-shot here. It's only $1. Man, I bought the log stuff from who was the publisher? Giant Comics, I think was the name. Like, I bought the stuff from their website, and it was dope, absolutely dope. I think I did a review of that. It was a little like anthology series, but this log stuff, man, it is just full of like crazy art. It's like, what if Conan was a log man? You know what I'm saying? It looks good. The line work is like freaking impeccable. Impeccable. I think that's French. That means impeccable. Oh, dude, we got like a crazy gorilla dude over here. Like, who knows what he's doing? But he's got a great emotive expression on his face. Absolutely fantastic. They've done an Eden Giant. A couple alternative books you're interested in after seeing that New Warriors stuff. Don't know if there is a giant. Hold on, I gotta put some sound in my headsets so that when I unplug it, it doesn't go beep, beep, beep. So give me a second. I got to find, yeah, Chrono Trigger Remix. That'll work. I don't think you guys can hear this because I'm not sharing my desktop, but I'll be able to hear it. And I'll keep my headset from turning itself off, which is generally a good thing. Oh, wow, that's pretty loud. Some Chrono Trigger Remix. Secret of the Forest. Yeah, I remember that track. I love OC Remix, man. There's lots of cool stuff on there. There was a period a long time ago where all that was just like, here's like the 27th Trance remix. Let's see, where is the book? I don't know that there's an Eden Giant, and I don't know that there's a plan for it. I think all the Eden stuff is just getting reprinted, and in case you missed it. But there is, and now I can't find it. Where are you, dude? Where the frick are you? Why is it I can never find graphic novels when I'm looking for them? They're always hiding somewhere. Clearly, this just means I have too much crap. Oh, here it is. It's in the floor. Well, it's not actually in the floor. It's on my copy of Earthworm Jim, which is still in its box. Because after I read it, I put it back in its box. But they did a graphic novel, a little collected version of Eden. And it wasn't that bad. It's on good paper. It looks even better on the glossy than it did in the newsprint. It looks absolutely stunning. I think I backed the Kickstarter for this. I don't remember. And then I got another copy of it from my shop man. He just gave it to me. If I read Tinseltown, yes, I have. Oh, speaking of things I have graphic novels of, that I got the graphic novel of. I have it in the floppy issues too. But I backed the campaign for the graphic novel. Tinseltown's absolutely fantastic. There's a great mix of emotion, of intrigue. The art in it is just pleasant to look at almost all the time. And when it's not pleasant to look at, it's meant to not be pleasant to look at because there's usually something kind of dangerous or sketchy going on. But Miss Moore, Abigail Moore, man, getting into her role as police officer on that set, it's a lot of fun. It's absolutely a lot of fun. Man, it starts off like she keeps a guy from jumping off and killing himself. It's great stuff. It's great stuff. David Lucarelli did an absolutely fantastic job writing this. Do recommend 100,000%. Tinseltown is fantastic. A lot of alternative books, I will, without reservation, just say they're great and you should read them. Anyway, I'm really looking forward to reading Log. I don't want to look at any more of it, though, because I don't want to spoil it for myself. But I love the Log stuff that I got from the original, or from like the self-published edition from Mr. Suharski here. It's great stuff. Absolutely is. Oh, yeah. Man, so much of this stuff is good. Eden is a no-brainer. Like, if you haven't read Eden, it's fantastic. Log is great stuff. If nothing else, Log looks good. Like, at some level, you can just, like, sit here and go, man, that line work is just stunning. Even if you don't like the contents, it's still a beautiful thing to look at. I like almost all alternative books, man. I love Scrimshaw. I seem to be like the only person that loves Scrimshaw. Eric Borden is a cool guy. I'm so down with that. Apparently nobody was buying it, though, according to Peter Smeti, so that's kind of a shame. It deserved more love than it got. You know what? Forget it. Let me set up a second camera. Let me do that real quick, man. I'll lay these covers down here so you got something to look at for a second. And I'll read your comment in just a second, too. There's my little Surface Pro. Let's see, need to clear space off for it. And Marvel DC took the page out of Turner's book. The books, yes, they would. They absolutely would be selling like crazy, man. They'd be selling like, and this is my favorite phrase when it comes to selling stuff, because I don't actually know people that buy a lot of flapjacks, or hotcakes, whatever you want to call them, but they'd be selling like hotcakes. These alternative books, in my opinion, a lot of them kind of just sell themselves. Some of them in the past have needed a little explanation to sell them. And those are usually the ones that were maybe kind of the weakest ones. I'm starting blanking. Lilith Dark, for example. It's an all right book. I don't think I ever did a review of it. It didn't really strike me as being that amazing. And let's see, I need to get to StreamYard here. Oh, hey, I'm glad I did come over here because there was something from Rob Liefeld I wanted to talk about later in the stream. Dude, as soon as you two got here, I got energized. You all energized me. You pumped me up. And I appreciate it because I was feeling like super run down. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. I think StreamYard wants my Hotmail. Yeah, there we go. Your friends at StreamYard.com. Yeah, my friends. I don't know if they're really my friends, but my friends. Let me get that in here. Boom, StreamYard, 6-digit code. Oh, I should have went in Chrome, not in Brave. StreamYard is Brigade coming out. No, Brigade issue 2 will never come out. We're lucky to have the one we got. No, he was just talking about his experience with an editor at DC, and I thought it was pretty interesting, so I wanted to talk about that. Here we go. You're entering Broadcast Studio. There we go. All right. I don't know how on camera I'm gonna be, but at least this way you can see my head moving around. So that might be a little more interesting. Let's see. Is that good? Yeah, that's good. All right. Let's see. Display name, also Eliza Bar. And I'm going to turn the mic off on my laptop so there's no echoes. And hey. Whoa. There we go. All right. I could hear myself because my laptop was not muted. No, I shouldn't have done that face, man. That's a cringy face. It is every time somebody does it. Let's see. Can I? I will never get this all to work the way I want it to. And if I point which way, okay, that way points towards the books, even though that's the wrong way because the books are actually over there. It's Alterna power! Something like that, man. Something like that. All right. Let's look at some more. Oh, I just dropped my Alterna pen. Oh, Alterna Comics. It's a pen. Oh, it's a pen. I have like a million pens, and I don't, and badges and stuff like this, and I don't know what to do with these things. Like, I don't use this kind of stuff. Like, I don't wear them. All they do is put holes in your shirts. But I guess somebody out there is like into this kind of thing. Otherwise, they wouldn't have it, right? Yeah, sorry, I gotta like lean way over to get to where my controls are on my desktop over there. So if you see me just like lean out of frame, that's why. I apologize. Nothing I can really do about it. I'd love to have an alternative shared universe. You're not the only person that has expressed thoughts like that. And in fact, who was it? This was just the other day when they were doing the Alternicon thing the other day. Let's see, it was Bernie Gonzalez. Sorry, Bernie Gonzalez. David Lucarelli. I think they were talking publicly about doing like some kind of collaboration, like Abigail Moore starts solving a mystery in Tinseltown in like her time period, and then the character from Midnight Mystery. Thank you, Brain. The dude from Midnight Mystery like solves it in his time period, like something like that, kind of mixing it up. It'd be pretty cool. I'm absolutely like on board with something like that. Oh man, I just realized my lips are probably totally desynchronized, aren't they? Because the sound is coming from this microphone and not my laptop. There's a lot of background noise here, but maybe I can try swapping it around. Let me do something like that. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's see if I mute here. Unmute like that. Whoa. Okay, I hear myself in my own headset. How's it sound? Do you hear a lot of background noise? Because I don't. And if you don't hear it, we'll just roll like this. That way my lips actually match up with the words that I'm saying, which I think is probably a marked improvement over what I had going before. Plus, I don't have to wear that dang bulky headset. But anyway, yeah, there have been joking talks about a shared alternate comics universe for a long time. And I think they might have been semi-serious on that stream. So who knows? Maybe that'll be a thing. You know what? Hold on. I'm going to just turn these screens off. They don't need to be on now, since I can. You hear silence. You don't hear me? Hold on. Am I not coming through? Because I could hear me in the headset, but if I'm not coming through, then let me know. Oh, you heard silence in the background. Okay, cool.
Silence in the background is acceptable because that means you're not hearing my fan, which means my computer is doing something right, which is kind of a scary prospect. Let's see, how can I dim the screen a little bit real quick? I don't remember what keys do that. Is that the keyboard or... Yeah, it's not dimming the screen. No. Well, that almost sent stuff to a wireless display. I don't have one of those. This key? Let's see, screen. I'm trying to reduce the level of blue because there's a whole lot of blueness. Sounded better before? Well, I can swap back, but I figured since, you see my head here, that I would try to get you something that matched up like that, as opposed to not matching up. Man, this lighting is terrible. I don't think I can fix this lighting. I need I need real lighting like I would use if I was doing a real production. So we'll just have to live in this terrifying shadow realm of blueness and whatever else, because we're winging it here. Anyway, let's flip to these books. Got Blood Realm #1, man. I love me some Blood Realm. Absolutely. Blood Realm is fantastic. I no longer even know what's going on. What am I even looking at? What is that thing? What is that thing? I don't know what that thing is. It looks cool, though. It absolutely looks cool-alicious. Cool-alicious, man. I love the way Rob Geronimo's art works out. It's always cool. I'm not looking at anything else in this book because I'm going to spoil it for myself if I do, and I do not want to ruin it. So we are just going to move on. Funny, I just did a review of Gods and Gears #2. I found issue 1 kind of superfluous, which was a weird feeling. Well, we can make me bigger. Ooh, that's very blue. Yeah, I need to put a light over there. Hey, wait a minute, I got a cell phone. Hold on, we have technology. Where did my cell phone go? It's in my pocket? No, it's not in my pocket. There's my wallet. My cell phone is usually with my wallet, so I am surprised to not see it. No? I have a Renegade cell phone. I have no idea where it went. Well, that's very silly. That's very silly of me. Seems pretty typical. Ah, there it is. All right, this has a light. So let's see what we can do here. Watch this just like straight up blind me. Like that would be a funny result. Like I turn it on and I'm just like, I can't see. Let's see. Hey, there we go. Still kind of blue, but at least you can see me a little better. So if I just like stand this up like over there and then I never look at, oh God, I'm looking right at it. I can't even see in this direction. Wow. Technology. I work in technology, man. I grew up with technology. Everything's always changing. Ooh. That's right. There's a new Tinseltown miniseries coming out. Be a good time to get on board with that. And hey, Alternative Comics is having a 30% off spring cleaning sale. So you might be able to get in on like that kind of jam or something if you wanted to. I'm going to turn these screens back on real quick. Kind of balance this light out a little bit so it's not so unidirectional. Yeah, that's probably a little bit better. In fact, do I even still need the incredibly bright light in my eyes? Yeah, it was helping. All right, well, we'll put this back. It's funny that that light looks white to me, but it comes out blue on my screen. Anyway, issue 1 of Gods and Gears seemed kind of superfluous. Issue 2 kind of told me everything I needed to know about the story, about what was going on. And it's good. Issue 2 was really good. It was positively superb, I thought. I'm not quite sure what's going on here in issue 3, But those are the guys that got resurrected from the dead or something, I think, by the villain in the first issue. Which that was pretty cool. I'm not going to flip through that anymore. Fortunately, I don't think I spoiled anything for myself by flipping through it, but I could have. It's true. It came out on Wednesday, number 11. Man, has this series been going on that long? I guess so. I got a couple of stories. Or not stories. I got a couple of issues. Hey. Speaking of Tinseltown, I got a couple of issues of this that came out of Newsstand. So different UPC. And in fact, from Campaign Reward or something, I forget what the reason was. Peter Samedi sent me an issue of Scrimshaw that was a newsstand issue, so it had a different UPC. So it was like I got a whole different book. Like if you're a collector, man, I always love these Mr. Crip one-pagers, and I'm sorry I'm spoiling the whole story for you. I'm not sure what this story is. This looks pretty cool, though. Oh, yeah, I see why it's pretty cool. Frank B. Washington, man, like drawing kaiju stuff. That is so his jam. Some of this reminds me of, I don't know if you follow him on Twitter, but Larry King. This is like some line art that he would come up with. It's very solid, very bold. Very confident, I think is a good way to describe it. These are always a good time. Always a good time. All right. That's enough Alterna, because I got tons of books over here. I thought today was going to be a light week. Like, I was looking at my notebook. Pick up the AWA books. That was an Alterna haul, El Crudo, because I got from my store Alterna today, and then I got these in the mail like Monday, so I got both sets of my copies. It's good stuff. Eli Easy, my man, you're gonna have to remind me what AWA is, because like I said earlier, I am just like totally not present. So if that's something I should recognize, I apologize for not recognizing it. Oh, yeah. 50 cent bin books. So I go to Graham Cracker Comics every Wednesday. Definitely a dollar bin classic. These three books came out of the 50 cent bin. You go to the 50 cent bin Alternative Comics, you get 3 free books. And I just picked like some weird stuff. I didn't look too closely at this stuff. I just grabbed it and I went with it. This looks like it has nice enough line art in it, but I don't know anything about what's going on. This one I got. This is my second Triumphant comic issue. I have an issue of, well, I don't remember what, but some character had just discovered that getting naughty with men leads to pregnancy when you're a woman, which I thought was really funny. I don't know if this is in the same setting or what, but I plan on flipping through this and enjoy. I'm actually really enjoying what I'm seeing already. There's some cool looking art here, man. I don't know what this is, but it looks cool. I guess, they like penetrated a ship hole, and that's the like blades of the drill separating right there, I guess. That's kind of cool. Yeah, don't know what's going on. New student Mike Diodato is in a book called Resistance. Oh, that book. Where's that at? Yeah. I got this a few weeks ago. My shop man just gave it to me. He's like, "You like that J. Michael Straczynski stuff, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Take this." And he shoved it in my hands, and I read it. And I don't think I did a review of it, but I was not particularly impressed. It was kind of trite. Like, okay, the first story is about a pandemic. Hold on, it's about a pandemic that kills everybody, but the survivors get superpowers. That's exactly the story you're talking about here. And it was not particularly good. It was, I will say it was not my jam, man. Plus the Mike Diodato Jr. art was kind of disappointing. It's like the art on the first couple issues of Savage Avengers. And it's just, here's a 3D model, and I'm going to trace over it. It's not even a highly customized 3D model or anything like that. It's just a 3D model that's like a stock 3D model with stock bulky body parts. Like, there's nothing really special here. I think the only thing he maybe touched up that wasn't part of the 3D model were the faces. Like, look at this. This is a 3D model. This is a 3D render. This is a poser figure just stuck there, and he's put a face on it. That's it. And yes, Chromium Man does in fact say that all those triumphant comics books, every one of them was numbered. That was kind of their gimmick. So this is number 19,450 of 20,000. Ooh, baby. Every book that they put out was like that. Somewhere, they usually had like an ad page, I think. That said how many they put out of each one. I don't see that here. But I've seen that in other ones I've flipped through, and the one I do own had that too. Anyway, I like this. This is some fun, colorful art. I mean, dude, you got to remember, this is back when an indie book could sell 20,000, no advertising or nothing, man. Indie used to be big money. Now, see, you guys are looking at this through the modern perspective. That's not how it was back then. 20,000 books was nothing back then, man. You shipped those out to the direct market. People bought them up like that. The market didn't really fall out of that until like the mid-90s when they couldn't do that stuff anymore, mainly because a lot of shops were having trouble anyway because Image was screwing them over by being super late on everything, and then Marvel doing its bankruptcy shenanigans. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, when I was a kid, indie books could sell 50,000 units, like no problem. How do you think the Ninja Turtles got popular? It wasn't because they made like 500 copies and sold them, from person to person at cons. It was because they moved. Who was the publisher? Was it Eclipse back then? It doesn't matter. They moved like, oh, here is 50,000 units. Just you sold them. It just happened. Whereas today, it's a struggle to sell like 250 copies of a book. You can't make a living doing that. You can make a living doing this stuff back then pretty easily. It's a completely different, completely crazy mindset in comparison. Oh, and the other 50-cent bin book I got. Speaking of Image, I couldn't resist, man. It's in its original plastic bag. It's got the stupid card back there. It was free. I'm probably never going to open it and read it. I probably read it before. Whatever. Stormwatch number 0. Why not? Yeah, indie used to be totally different. Used to be absolutely totally different. And of course, that was when the comic market in general was broader. That was when you had more than one distributor. It's a completely different kind of time. If you ever go on Comic-Con and you start looking at the numbers back then, they don't even have like actual distribution numbers like, oh, this many copies of this book was sold. They just have like the Batman index. Like if you buy one copy of Batman, you should buy X number of copies of this type stuff. Because that's the best estimate anybody can do. All right. So now the stuff I actually paid money for. Well, I guess I paid money for the alternative books, but they don't count. Why is this all stacked funny? But except for Mary Jane and Something's Killing the Children. All right. Well, that's a good place to start. Something's Killing the Children. Look out. Look out. Maybe something happens in this issue. It's possible. Something might happen. It's like the last issue of the miniseries. I think it's a miniseries. Something had better happen. If it doesn't, I'm going to be super disappointed. I'm probably going to be super disappointed anyway because everybody but me seems to love this book. Like, right from the art style, I don't like the book that much. But you know what? I got in on this. I'm seeing it through, man. I am going the distance with this. And maybe it gets good. Or maybe we just hang out in Chicago. I mean, why not? Why not hang out in Chicago? They charge so much for comics now, they pretty much killed the newsstand market. Yeah. Well, newsstand has its own problems. I'm sure you've listened to Peter Smetti talk about his woes with newsstand, where you know, comic book, $1.99. Person scan it in. Somebody's buying like 4 different comic books, right? And they just scan this one like 4 times. Beep, 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 beep. Because it's easy that way. And then they sell more books of one thing than they sold, and then they get returned copies more than they've sold the store. It's crazy how that worked. Peter Samedi has he's talked at length about that and why they're not carrying stuff on newsstand anymore for Alterna, which is a shame. That was a shame. That was a reason for me to go into Barnes & Noble once in a while. Woo! I can believe it. Take care. Hey, thanks for dropping by, man. I appreciate it. Nice book. Keep up the good work. If you have not checked out his book, go find El Crudo on Twitter and check out his book. He's got the first issue of the series up on the website. You can get that to it from his profile. In fact, can I just go find his profile real quick? Let's see. Oh God, what happened to my Twitter? My Twitter's in light mode on here. No. We got to fix that real quick. Oh, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. There we go. So I think he was in my notifications somewhere. Yeah, there he is. So I can go get his URL and drop it in the chat. But if you want a book that's about like crazy ape violence, like that is the book. El Crudo. You heard it here. Let's see. Oh, he's linking his eBay store. Oh, there it is. elcrudo.com. That's what I was looking for, bro. Boom. All right, let me come back up here. Drop that link in the chat. And of course, it's a weird Twitter link. That doesn't do me any good. Let me get the real link because Twitter is stupid. Like nobody wants to follow your t.co link. We just want to go to elcrudo.com. It was in the text. Technology. There we go. All right. I can believe it. Because Carol Danvers is not Captain Marvel for starters. She's Miss Marvel. She's written atrociously. I kind of liked her character back in like the New Avengers run. All the build-up leading up to like Siege and Dark Reign and all that kind of stuff. I kind of liked what they had going on there. Her replacement with Moonstone. Like that was some interesting stuff they had going on. But since then, I don't know, man. I have like 2 issues of Civil War II. I don't know why they exist. I really don't. But this, I can believe it. Leah Williams. I forget what else she did. She's like on the list of people I probably shouldn't like. But she has done a great job writing this Mary Jane book. And the art in each issue, and hopefully it continues in this one, has been pretty good looking. Yeah, the art's pretty good looking. She's bold. She's confident. She is cute and sweet with Peter. Like, it's everything you want in a comic book about Mary Jane Watson. Like, it's absolutely what you want to see. This is, in my opinion, a better Spider-Man book than most of the Spider-Man books I've like flipped through in the last couple of years. Yeah, she should have her own gimmick. I don't understand why they repurpose. Oh, no, I take it back. I understand why they do it. I don't like it. But you could have a way cooler character if she had her own identity right from the get-go. Instead of replacing a character, you can have her in addition to a character. Just like Captain Marvel. I liked Phyla Vell. I think she went crazy or something, but she was cool in all that Dan Abnett Marvel Cosmic stuff she was in. Like, that was my jam. She was Captain Marvel. Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel. There were lots of Captain Marvels. Why did we have to make Carol Danvers Captain Marvel? I don't think it did anything for the character. This is good. I don't want to flip through this anymore just because I don't want to spoil it for myself, but I really liked what I just saw in The Amazing Mary Jane. This is fantastic stuff. People keep telling me that Spider-Man has gotten better and all that, but here, let me put your chat up on screen. But I don't know. I have a very difficult time reading an actual Spider-Man book published since 2000. Well, you know what event I'm talking about. I shall not utter its name. That way we don't summon the ghost of Dan Slott to haunt us or something. Man, the very start of Unkillables #1 was dumb. Because you got church burning Nazi zombies. Oh, I just demonetized myself. I just absolutely demonetized myself. But it was stupid. Like, these people were burning churches already. You didn't need to make them Nazis. Or they could have been not, like, there's a lot of ways you could have done that and not have it be silly. But plus, Deathstroke the Terminator, I'm pretty sure, based on his character, you know, like the Judas contract, he's going to take money from anybody. He doesn't hate any potential clients. It's just business. I don't know. That was a weird thing. But the rest of the book turned out pretty good, I thought. I especially liked the stuff with Gordon and them having to deal with the zombies in the police department. Oh, this book is like all the villains, huh? The heroes don't even factor into it at all? Okay, well, I might be a little less hyped than I was a minute ago because I really liked the stuff with like Gordon and Cassandra Cain. She's on the cover. Maybe she's in the book and I just didn't pick the right pages. I don't know. But I'm really looking forward to getting to dig into this a little more. Also, the whole like people that have a healing factor or immune to this thing, that seems a little weird because new gods, who I'm pretty sure can out-heal mortals, fell to the plagues. So, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Dollar stuff. Oh, look, it's the swordsman. Nobody cares. Hey, Galactus. This people care about. Oh, man. Cracking paper or something there. DC reads better in trade. I can believe it. When people are writing for the trades, it's pretty easy to accomplish. I don't recognize this off the top of my head. Is this? Yeah, I don't recognize this issue. So this is early 80s. I don't think I've ever read this one. Well, this is going to be a treat, man. Fantastic Four, especially old Fantastic Four, absolutely my jam. 80s Fantastic Four, early 90s Fantastic Four are some of the best reads next to Spider-Man, in my humble opinion. Your mileage may vary. In fact, it probably should vary. Vampirella #9. I think I can show this on screen. I think I can show it on screen. I hope I can show it on screen. You know, last time I flipped through one of these, there was stuff I couldn't show on stream. Hey, the psychiatrist is back right on page 1. I was wondering where this dude went. The story didn't seem right without him. Oh, maybe we're back on track. We're not meandering around as much. Oh, we got people here for the plane crash. It's getting ready to happen. Okay. So this is all the conspiratorial plot threads are kind of coming up together, huh? Yeah, it looks like this issue gets to the start of the series here because that's where we started with. 101's the best, and you have your select stories that are great. Yeah, I can totally jive with that statement. I haven't read enough 60s Fantastic Four to have a fully solid opinion on that. That's for sure. But I am okay with accepting this statement as very likely to be true. Like that seems quite possible because some of that really early stuff, all that Jack Kirby art. Sometimes Jack Kirby art is ugly, and he had a problem with drawing the same face over and over, especially later in his career. But man, he knew how to pose things. He knew how to arrange panels. And there's just something about that clunky, goofy way of writing he had that is a ton of fun. Yeah, Justice League, dollar books. I am not really feeling like too excited about those. But they were $1, so who cares? And then we got one more book. I bought issue 1. I did not back the Kickstarter for any of these things. I think when I was getting back into comics, the Kickstarter was like on issue 2 or 3, and I've stayed out of that. But they're putting out Scout Comics. I liked issue 1. Turns out it was pretty cool. Absolutely pretty cool. And so I was like, shop man, get me issue 2, bro. And he did. And I'm looking forward to reading this. I think there's going to be some cool stuff going on in here. I kind of like the way the art went. And I'm not sure I should show the stuff on the right over here because it's a little feeling like The Graduate over here kind of stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Like hubba hubba. Ooh, that's cool. I like the coloring on that. I always like it when they bust out like these exotic pinks and purples to represent stuff, especially if it is when something exotic is happening. So I'm looking forward to that. You can find a review of the first issue on my YouTube channel somewhere. Let me get my headset going again here because I'm going to swap back over to my desktop, I think. One second. I need to swap mics.
Hey, there we go. So let me turn this light off so we don't blind people because, whoo, this thing's bright. You're not supposed to run the LED in your phone flash that long either. But, you know, products are made to be used. And this is an old phone anyway. I probably should get a new phone. Okay, we'll put that aside. Or actually, let's just kind of spread this stuff out. Something to look at there. Let's see. Oh, I got the thing on this screen I want to show. Let's see. Give me just a moment to figure out how to do that safely. Let's see. Application window. This Brave tab right there. Share. Hey, there it is. That actually worked. That's cool. Let me come over to my desktop so I can figure out how to get the... There we go. Skuna back manager from the people that made ACD, but they haven't even finished issue 3 of that, and they've done 2 other Kickstarters since then. Yeah, I know that feeling. I found this Twitter thread from Rob Liefeld just kind of interesting. It's just a look at the business, at the way the business goes, that kind of stuff. I think I should be audible. Yeah, the mics are correct. Okay. So the whole reason I did Sideways Page and Talking Dove was because Eric had depicted the Chaos Dimension. Oh, hold on. Can I? So it's not even pointing at me. Well, I can lean in here and be very thoughtful. Yes, we shall be thoughtful. Depicted the Chaos Dimension as sideways a few months earlier. Talking Dove were entering it here. DC had a mandate to be more cohesive with continuity. They just did the Crisis. Of course they do. The assistant editor loved doing the Sideways pages. I complain about Sideways pages, but there's nothing actually wrong with Sideways pages. I was halfway through drawing an X-Men book. Oh, I'm sorry. The dude that was the head editor came back, called me, and screamed. Who works with people? Why would you hire somebody that screams at your employees? Like, that does not even enter my mind. That doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, dude, I'm done. This is Rob Liefeld is being very reasonable here. The guy then goes on to accuse me of drawing the Sideways pages to spite him as he was away in Florida, and I took advantage of the situation. My response: what? And it's like, Doom Patrol showed it sideways, bro. I'm going to show it sideways. So I wonder who this editor was. Like, I could just go look this up on like ComicsDB or something, but yeah, that's crazy. Scream again, tell me that Doom Patrol should never been allowed to be depicted as sideways, and he was not going to make readers turn the book sideways. He informed me that the inker will redraw these pages. So that's unfortunate, but I'm moving on. This is a weird kind of cultural thing. And I think the comic book industry, to a great extent, is still kind of stuck in this, man. There's all those stories of the crazy shenanigans Mark Waid gets up to, where he's screaming at people, or that time, I forget who told the story. He was like smashing a telephone into its receiver, or the receiver into the like phone base, and crying over it and stuff. Like, nobody should tolerate that kind of behavior from any employee. I don't care how creative they are. You can find somebody who's almost as creative who doesn't behave that way. There's no reason to keep somebody on staff that behaves like that. And frankly, I don't blame Rob Liefeld for moving on, doing X-Men stuff, not coming back to Hawk and Dove, not working for DC anymore. Who could blame him, man? Who could blame him? Anyway, that's all I wanted to show here. Let me just stop sharing. And let me close that browser tab. And I guess I don't need to be in the stream here anymore. So I will just go ahead and bop out of that. There's one more thing I wanted to show. Just one more thing. I feel suddenly like I'm a certain fictional detective named Columbo. Let me show my desktop over here. Share screen. Chrome tab. No, it's not a Chrome. Application window. There it is. Share that. So, I like Rodrigo. He's kind of a cool guy. I like Rodrigo's book. It's kind of a fun book. I want him to make more of this book. So I backed his Kickstarter for the first official printed edition of Red Ninja Momiji. And he had some bad news for me, for everybody. In case you didn't know, in case you're like the one person who doesn't know, there's this global pandemic going on. That's why this stream is titled The No Coughing Zone. If I cough, the stream's over because I've whacked the camera, I've started coughing, I'm going to have to go to the hospital or something. That's exaggeration. It's not going to happen. But it could have happened. It could have. Anyway, he's got some bad news. So the economic chaos that's going on, tanked the exchange rate. That's unfortunate. I mean, it's not that bad. Like $1 is 20 pesos versus $1 for 23 pesos. Like, it's not that bad. And he probably should have built some of those pricing concerns into his pricing model for the campaign. But yeah, I don't know, man. I really feel for him. I was looking forward to seeing this book, like an official printed version. I got a print on demand version. Well, hold on. I just, for whatever reason, I logged into my work laptop while I was over here, and I see I've got messages. Okay, none of that matters. All right, sorry. Distracted myself, man. But I think this is probably a good idea. I think it's probably a good idea. Not just like for him, for his situation, but just kind of in general. I don't know if I'm going to back any campaigns right now. I don't know if I'm going to back any Kickstarters or any Indiegogos from this point on, because there's so much uncertainty in the situation. Who's going to get sick? Will the books come in okay? Will the printer close down? Like, there's a lot of economic turmoil going on out there. So I'm not only am on board with Rodrigo in this time of difficulty, because this is a time of difficulty. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. But if any other creators are out there doing that, having to close their campaign or wanting to close their campaign, that's fine. Even if I've backed it, even if I'm super hype, I understand completely. And this is a huge difference. This is a huge difference compared to some other campaigns, because there are other campaigns out there that don't give you updates. There's bad news. They won't tell you about the bad news. Where's my chicken book, by the way? Where is my freaking chicken book? I don't know where my chicken book is. I ain't got my chicken book. Where's my chicken book? I'm never getting my chicken book. I've just kind of learned to accept in my heart that the chicken book is fictional. But at least here, he is owning up to it. He's like, hey, I can't do this right now. I'm going to cancel it. And he's being very public with the reasons why. He's being very open. This is exceedingly professional behavior. And it's from an amateur. It is from somebody who is an absolute amateur at making comic books. If everybody who made comic books was as professional as Rodrigo is, I think the comic book industry would be in a much better place than it is now. All right, I said my spiel about that. This is a great campaign. I'm going to miss it. It's a shame. It's a fun book. I got a review. I think I reviewed like the digital. But you can kind of see like, it's a story about ninjas battling like laser cyborgs and mercenaries and stuff with some exploitive camera angles. Like, it's a straightforward reflection of like the 90s without the extreme with a capital X and no E in front of it. And it's a shame. Rodrigo cannot get this thing to be self-sustaining. He can't get it off the ground. He can't get it going, man. He's got this first issue, and it's rock solid. His artists. He tends to use Brazilians for artists, and oh, he doesn't have the pictures here. Hold on, maybe it's in the other update. One of them, Leo. I forget if it's Leandro or Leonardo Matus. Like, he has some absolutely sublime line work, and I don't just mean that because he tends to draw scantily clad women. Like, his stuff just looks good. Silver Sable looks awesome back here. Those guns are great looking. And it's a shame that the stuff is getting delayed. But you know what? I know Rodrigo, and he's not going to let a little thing like delays stop him. He's going to come back from this, and he's going to come back with stronger and a better book, and I'm looking forward to it. All right, Eli Easy, thank you so much for being here, man. I'm going to call it. I think I'm starting to lose my voice, which kind of bodes poorly for me. And who else do we have here? We had Mango Bed. We had El Crudo. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Everybody that's been out there, in lurk mode, thank you for hanging out with me. Check out El Crudo's comic book. Check out Eli Easy's YouTube channel. You should be able to access it somehow by clicking on his name in the stream chat. He shows off his crazy. Oh gosh, am I thinking of the right Eli Easy? I gotta be. You had that crazy haul the other day, man. Maybe a week or two ago. I don't remember now, but it was crazy. And I was a little bit jealous because there was so much cool stuff in that. Can people actually get to your name? Go to channel. Yeah, so we can click there. Hold on, I'll just drop a link to your channel here before I go. There's his channel. You can go check the man out, see what he's got going on. Thank you all so much for being here. I am going to go save my voice because tomorrow morning I have 3.5 hours of conference calls in a row. No breaks. And I'm going to need my voice. Although, you just watch. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to go look on Discord, and 6F Cyrus is going to be wanting to stream 7 Days to Die for the rest of the night or something. That'd be just my luck. And being me, I'll go for it. But yeah. I'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Much love, as they say. Much love. And I sure hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.